concept. What will happen if we have two circles, right? First circle is here and second circle. Now, there can be many cases that if I'm given two circles, there can be 4 to 5 cases. The first case can be these circles are not intersecting at all. The two circles cannot intersect at all, right? Or they can intersect at 2 points, or they can intersect at just 1 point, right? Or the other circle can be inside the first circle, right? And what will be the last thing? That this circle is not touching the other circle at all, right? So we have these 5 cases. In the first case, the circles are not touching at all. In the second case, they are touching at just 1 point. This thing is called circles touching externally. Circles touching externally, right? This thing, in this case, the circles are touching at 2 real points. In this case, they are touching at just 1 point, and this is called circles touching internally. And this thing, they are not touching at all, right? So we'll have 5 cases, right? So we need to discuss these 2 cases. These are very important. If the circles are touching internally or they are touching externally. So what happens if the circles are touching externally? We know that this distance is radius. This distance is radius of the first circle, and this is the radius of the second circle. This is radius of first circle and second circle, and this will be the center of first and second circle. So in this case, when the circles are touching externally, the condition which we'll have is that the distance between their centers, will be equal to the sum of the radii. The distance between the centers will be equal to the sum of the radii. And if the circles are touching internally, we know that this is C2, this is C1, the whole distance will be R1, and the small distance will be R2. Now this whole distance between the point of touching and the center of the first, this will be equal to R1, and the point of touching and the center of the second circle will be R2. So in this case, I know that C1, C2 will be equal to R1 minus R2. So these are the 2 basic conditions if the circle is touching externally and the circle is touching internally. So if you are given 2 equations of the circle, you are given the value of center and radius of the first circle, similarly the center and radius of the second circle. So how can you